friends, welcome back to Rubik's Automat Academy. This is the part 4 of conditionals, and today we will focus on the elif statement, which is the last part of conditionals. And if you haven't watched my if and else video, then please do watch them because they are going to be very useful in today's video and the future videos as well. You can find all the important links in the description box, so please do check it out. And if you want to miss any of my future videos, then subscribe and turn on the bell icon so you can get the update of when I upload those videos. And follow me on Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter and Facebook, and let's get started. Let's say you go to a restaurant and look at the menu. The restaurant might offer food like eggs, pancakes, waffles or oatmeal for breakfast. After you have chosen one of your favorite item, the server or the the waiter brings it to you. So if you take the same thing in programming, creating a menu selection requires something like an if-else statement, but with something a bit extra. So in this case, the elif clause is used to create another set of conditions. The elif clause is a combination of the else clause and a separate if statement. So this is the order of the conditionals. First comes if, then elif, and then else. Now I will show you how to use the elif statement with the if and else statement to create a small menu. So basically, the elif statement allows you to check multiple expressions for true and execute a block of code as soon as one of the conditions equals to true. Similar to the else, the elif statement is optional. So now I will show you how to create a menu, but before that I will explain the scenario. So when we execute the program will give user some choices. Then the program will ask the user to make a selection, and after the user make a selection, the program will go to the conditions, and whichever one is true, the task will be executed as associated to the statement or the condition. As you see here, I am giving the user 3 color choices: red, blue and green. So you can give 4 choices, 5 choices, 10 choices, as many as you would like, but I like to keep it simple. Then I'm asking the user to make a selection. I'm saying select a color you prefer the most. Then in parentheses I'm giving them some specific instruction. Type the number that corresponds to the color, meaning if they choose the color blue, they have to type 2 as their answer or selection. Then if they like the color green, then they have to type the number 3 as their answer. So and the int function is here. It ensures that the user can type anything other than a number. So now we will put some conditions. So first we will say if choice equals 1, then we will print so you prefer the color red. Is that right? Now, or you can say anything you would like. Then we will say elif choice equals 2 will print so you prefer the color blue. Is that right? No. Then we will do another elif, because else is going to be an invalid value. So elif choice equals 3, then print so you prefer the color green. Is that right? And now for the else, in this we will say you typed an invalid value. See, simple. So now I will now show you all 4 of these scenarios. So now we will run this. So first, see, it gives me the choices. First I will say 1, and we get so you prefer the color red. Is that means the condition worked, the program is working. And if we say the number 2, we get so you prefer the color blue. Is that right? Yes, it is right. and then lastly you will see 3. So you prefer the color green, is that right? Correct. But now let's say if you put any number like out of the range, let's say 7, you type an invalid value. But if you try to put another data type like string, you get an error. As you already know why we get that. So friends, this is it for today. By now you should have knowledge of the elif statement, and you should have also learned all of the 3 conditional statement, if, elif and else. But we are still not done with the conditionals. We still have a little bit more to learn, and which I will cover in the next part 5, and its nested decision statements. And if you don't want to miss that video, then subscribe and do not forget to click on the bell icon so you can get the update of when I upload that video. And follow me on Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter and Facebook. You can find all the information at the end of the video or on my channel. And I will see you in the part 5. Till then, bye bye.